Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen today. We are going to be cooking steak today. I have been looking for steak for 2 years. Well, not really, for a few months. And it's really difficult to find steak because I live outside the city in a kind of a rural area. And the problem is that they don't stock it here, beef. And mom likes pork chops as well. And pork is not a huge thing here because of the cost. It's fish and chicken. Those are the cheapest proteins, so that's what is popular here. We are too far from Colombo to go shopping just for beef. And then also the beef cuts are not always available because they don't make as many. They don't cut as many. So by the time I get there, it's all gone. All the good ones are gone. So I actually found, and then the other thing is I was looking for a butcher. And it's difficult to get a hold of people and everything like that. I mean, I could take the time and go find an actual butcher and then talk to the butcher and get all of that taken care of. But my style is more online. I like to get everything online and done everything like remotely because that's the style I'm used to from Korea. So I found a company that is online and does pork and beef. I found a lot of places that did beef, but I didn't find a lot of places that did pork because a lot of the butchers are Muslim and they won't do pork, right? So I found this one place that did pork and beef, but they didn't deliver to my house. They did deliver to my cousin's house. So that's what we did. I ordered it, 2 kilos of beef, 2 kilos of pork, and I got it delivered to my cousin's house yesterday. I paid for it, got delivered, and then we have it here today, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's take a look at what we got. Now, it's not the best looking thing on the planet, right? This is a 1 kilo piece of beef and this as well. So it's not cut the best, it's not marbled the best. Let's get rid of all of that. But it is thick. It is really, really thick. Okay, there's a lot of fat on here. There's a lot of fat on the back. I guess the way they cut it, I'm gonna have to ask him to cut. These are for, I don't know, for barbecuing. I don't know why it's cut like this. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna season it, and let me just come right back after I prepare everything. So we got the salt, the oil, the butter, the garlic, the rosemary, all of that stuff there. All right, so I got the camera set up and I have salted this, and you have to dry them. Okay, you have to pat dry these. So I've salted them. Here's the funny thing, I have no pepper. So that's gonna be a problem. We forgot to get pepper. So I've pre-salted this, it's soaked for a little while. So I'm gonna pat dry them. Okay. You have to make sure to do that. So these were flash frozen. These were butchered on Friday, flash frozen on Friday, and delivered Saturday morning. Frozen. Okay, they were frozen and they were thawed Saturday afternoon till today. And then I brought them to room temperature today. One of the things I always remember is wash your hands after every time you touch this. Now, I've seasoned them. I'm gonna just give it another little light seasoning. because I've patted it, taken maybe a little bit of that away. Liberally salt. Okay, not over salt, but liberally salt. You're gonna lose a lot of the salt in the cooking as well, because today we're gonna do French style. We're gonna be basting it, okay? So now, you gotta get your pan nice and hot. Okay, so using a skillet on the pan, get your pan nice and hot. That's the number one thing, get your pan nice and hot before you add the oil. Do not add the oil until the pan is hot, not cold oil. Well, sorry, no, you should warm it. Sorry, forgot about it. No, warm your pan, then add the oil. Okay, the pan has to be hot because then you'll burn your oil. That's right. So, while we wait for that, I'm going to be using coconut oil. I'm going to be using butter as the basting. I have some bay leaves I'm going to put, garlic, some basil, and some rosemary. And this is fresh basil and rosemary that was picked from the garden. So I'm just going to prepare the garlic, and I'm just going to put some whole cloves. This knife is a piece of garbage. Okay. And the other trick is you crush them, but leave the shells on because it prevents the garlic from burning, because you just want the flavor to come out, right? So let's get rid of that. Crack them up. Okay, make sure they're all broken. But leave the shells on. It's a trick I learned from Guga Foods. Guga Foods. You guys got to check out his YouTube channel. It's really good. I stay up all night just watching people cooking food. It's absolutely hilarious that I will stay up just watching people cook food. Food that I don't rarely get to eat. So should look like that. Okay. All right. Pan is nice and hot. Just a little bit of oil. 2 tablespoons of oil. That's all you need. Just coat the bottom. That's a little bit too much. Because I'm using coconut oil. This has a low burn. So you don't want to get it, you don't want it to burn, but you want it to coat the bottom of your pan. And just as you see it starts to wave in the bottom of the pan, just as it starts to smoke, you'll see it'll start to I want to use the word vaporize, but it'll start to spread out a little bit. All right, there it goes. Wow, okay, perfect. You just drop this right in. So I'm going to let that cook for about 2 minutes. because that is the fat side down. I'm gonna get a nice little sear going. I don't know how this is gonna work out. This is an experiment to see, can I cook steak the way I want at home, or am I going to have to go out every time I want a good steak? So the first time I will do 30 seconds just to get a sear going. And right away I can tell this is probably not the most tender. There's a lot of fat on the bottom. But let's see how it turns out. Let's not give the farm away with the horse, you know? Let's get it going. Let's get it basted. Let's see if we can tenderize it. I'm not a professional. I'm just, you know, this is what I've experimented on over the years. Let's bring down the heat a little bit. Looks okay. Now it just needs to cook through. Yeah, it's browning. It's browning. I like to have my steaks medium. So I think what I'm gonna ask him to do next time is to cut out a little bit more of the base fat, like this part here, cut that out. Or maybe cut it so that it's a, like a fillet. I don't know how this cut is, but this piece is not as nice as that piece. That piece is a lot better. Yeah, it's brown. You can see it's browning up really nice there. We're just gonna let that cook for 1 minute. All right, so we've had this cooking for about a minute. For medium, what they say is 3 minutes each side for medium. But this is actually quite thick. If you see that, it's quite thick. And because of the fat, I'd like to, the fat is rendering pretty good. It is getting very soft. I would like this to be more of a Western style steak, and I'd like it cut like a Western style steak. So I think what I'm gonna do next time is ask for it to be cut like that. It is rendering quite well. The smell is good. Yeah, so the cut, maybe what I should do is cut this. Yeah, maybe I'll try this with the fat cut off. I don't know how I'll do that. Can't pull it off. I'll let it be. This is an experiment. So let's just see how it goes. And another trick I learned is to move the steak around the pan, because different parts of the pan get hot, right? So you want the pan to move around. You want the heat to move around. Sorry, this part of the pan, if you were cooking here, gets cold. This part of the pan is hot, so move the steak around. You can hear that, see? That part of the steak pan is hot. So while this now side of the pan cools down, this part of the pan gets hot. That also prevents the juices that are in there from burning because you're constantly moving it around. Oh, look at that. It's looking like a steak. I think because it's really thick that you gotta cook it a little longer. It is tender. So what I'm gonna do is give it another 30 seconds on this side and then we'll come back to it when we're done. All right, so I've returned the steak to, I've cooked them both. I'm adding now a generous portion of butter and garlic. This is going to be the basting. And this is where you add your rosemary and a little bit of fresh basil for the aromatics. Wow, that smells great. So this is where it will start to baste. Okay. The garlic will cook. And then you will baste this. And I have it on a low heat now. I don't want to add too much temperature to the meat because it's already been cooked. I'm the kind of person who likes to clean as they cook. So that my workspace is always nice and clean, and I don't have a lot to clean up afterwards. Oh, this is actually smelling quite good. Wish you guys had smell-o-vision, but the second steak actually turned out a little bit better. Let me see if I can get you guys a little closer here. I don't have, ooh, that just broke. Give me a second. Yeah, so my tripod just broke. Time to get a new one. So the garlic is just melting. It's all soft in there. Okay, it's all melting. You got a nice little juice going. And I'm going to baste this shortly. That is hot. So I cooked it the fat side up. Okay, so why don't we give a little flavor to the meat side and put the fat side down. It actually is quite tender from what I'm feeling. Let's see if we can do a little basting here. You can see the garlic is just all melting away. Smells amazing. And it is getting that golden beef color. That caramelization that everybody talks about. It is getting that color. I was afraid it wouldn't. But it's getting close. Oh yeah, color's coming out perfect. I mean, just look at the garlic, it's just all golden. All right, I'm gonna let this cook a little bit more. We'll be right back in the resting stage. All right, guys, so you can see the steaks are done. They've been resting for about 10 minutes. So let's cut into them and see how well we did. Oh, it is tender. Oh, and look at that, pink on the inside. Little bit, just this one, a little bit over what I'm used to. Okay. Actually, no. Look at that. Just pink and juicy. Let's take a bite and see what we're talking about here. Quite good. Not as tender as what I'm used to. I'm not gonna cut this one. This was the better one. I don't wanna cut, well, let's just cut an edge piece off here. This is the edge. So this one is a little bit overdone on the edge because, I mean, obviously it's thinner. But this one, yeah, I'm gonna cut this one. Yeah, this one is a little bit well done, but this one I'm gonna make into a sandwich. This one's medium well. Nah, it's still pink and tender on the inside. Okay, and it's juicy too. Let's take a bite. Much more tender. Good flavor, nicely seasoned, nicely pink. Yeah, I'm happy with this. The next step is to get it a little bit more tender. Maybe I overcooked it just a tiny, tiny bit, but I'm satisfied. Two kilos of steak, 2 kilos of pork chops. This is just 1 kilo. It's 500 grams, 500 grams. So 2 kilos of steak, 2 kilos of pork chops cost me 11,400 rupees. Under $40. I'm gonna post the price right here for you guys. I wanna say thank you very much for joining me on this cookout. Sri Lankan Sammi. Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Everyone, please stay happy, healthy, and safe. Love each other, and I'll see you guys on the other side.